Hey everyone, this is Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology, and I'm here with a fun tropical card for you today featuring Stampin' Up's Sand and Sea Suite, primarily the Friends Are Like Seashells bundle, along with the Seashells 3D embossing folder, and we'll also be using some of the opal rounds, love those, and then we'll also be pulling in the Oh So Ombré A Bration Designer Series paper that you can get free this month with a $50 purchase. We'll be using this Granny Apple Green ombre pattern here. And this is for our Stampin' Up! Trip Achievers blog hop. So what's awesome about this is that any Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who earned the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip to Maui from October of 2019 to September of 2020. So we all earned this trip several months ago. We're supposed to travel in May. Not sure still what's gonna happen with that, but we all like to get together for a blog hop each month and celebrate our achievements. So my blog, if you wanna check that out as well, is www.jessbcreativecardiology, all one word, .com. Okay, so for today's project, we are using a crumb cake card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5. Go ahead and fold that there at 4 1/4 and smooth it out with your bone folder. Then our next layer is Granny Apple Green, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And we'll go ahead and put our adhesive on the back here. Okay, make sure we've got it on all sides. All right. So this fits right down here on our card base. And then we need a second layer here of Whisper White. This is again, a 1/4 inch smaller. So 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to adhere this to our card base as well. But I thought, of course, since we're talking all things Maui, it would be fun to do a bright tropical seaside inspired card. Okay, so that is our card base with our Granny Apple Green and our basic white layers. Now comes the fun part. So we are pulling in this pattern from the Oh So Ombré Designer Series paper. So I love how at the top it starts out light and it gets darker as you go towards the bottom. And for this, we will be die cutting it first with our Seaside Seashells die cuts. Okay, so this one large die cut is what we'll be using here. And we will line this up on our Stampin' Cut and Emboss base. So you do need platforms 1, 2, and 3 on here. Go ahead and put on your cardstock or your Designer Series paper. This is 6 by 6. And then I will place my die right along here, and that way when we're done you will have about 1.5 inch strip left over. Okay, so we will put second plate number 3 on top, run this through our machine, a little snap crackle pop. Okay, and what we get, so we have a few little scraps left over, excuse me, and we end up with this really cool die cut. Isn't that awesome? All right, but it's not finished yet. There's still a lot to do here. So the next step with these dies is to pull in the Seashells 3D embossing folder. Okay, so with this particular bundle, the Sand and Sea collection, you die cut your paper first, and then if you wanted to stamp the images of the shells, that would be your next step. I'm actually going to skip that, and I'm going straight to the embossing. And it fits right in here perfectly. So you do want to make sure that your die cut is perfectly lined up in the folder. You can see just how it fits, and just wiggle it a little bit in there, adjust it until it's perfect. Okay, And then for this, you need your Stampin' Cut and Emboss, your base, and then you need gray plate, which is number 4. So just your base and then number 4. Run this through the machine. Okay, and then when you take it out, you have this really amazing embossed design. Check out the detail on there. It's really awesome. Okay, so for this, we're going to just go ahead and adhere this to our card base with some dimensionals. So I'm gonna flip it over here. That side is really pretty too. That is the Blackberry Bliss side. So I'm just gonna put full-size dimensional on each of these shells. For this larger one down here, I am gonna put an extra, a little bit of a bonus. And that's really all you need to adhere this to your card. Okay, so go ahead and pull off these dimensional backings. This goes right on top. You can see it does cover the full front of the card, so make sure you place it so that no pieces are hanging off the edge. You do want to be able to fit this in an envelope if need be. Now our next step here is a little bit of a greeting. So I've gone ahead and used my 1.5 inch circle punch to punch a piece of crumb cake cardstock. And then I've used my ever famous Stitched Shapes framelits here, the smallest of the circles. So that is about 1 1/4. And I've already die cut that here. Love that little stitching detail. And we will need our Granny Apple Green ink pad and a fun sentiment here from our Sand and Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. So the one I love the most is this Love You to the Beach and Back. So go ahead and pull this off our sheet here. Got a little block for it. Okay, we'll stamp this right here. Make sure on our stitched circle. Perfect. And then we'll adhere these together. So I'm going to seal the stitched circle to the crumb cake circle, and then add another couple of dimensionals here to adhere this to our card. So actually a really simple card. You're just die cutting, embossing, and then layering everything here on your card base. And then we're going to go ahead and embellish with our opal rounds. So if you haven't tried these yet, you can see they are clear little circles, but they have iridescent glitter flecks in them. So they do pick up the colors all around. Makes that lots of fun. And I like to put one right up on our greeting. Kind of highlights that a little bit. And then I thought one down here at the base of this clamshell. Makes it look like a little pearl down there. And then a third one, just for good measure. And we can stick that over here towards the left on one of the bigger shells. I like to do things in 3, helps draw the eye around your card there. And there you have it. Another step, if you wanted to, I don't have my glitter pen handy. Of course, you could do this with other patterns of your Oso Ombre Designer Series paper as well. This particular card uses the Bermuda Bay pattern with the Bermuda Bay ink. And then I added an extra step on this one. I took my Wink of Stella clear glitter brush and actually just painted on top of the seashells, say that 5 times fast, so that you can get that amazing shimmer effect. So I love these cards, the simplicity of it, but how you could step it up a little bit with your Stella, using the various patterns from the Oso Ombre Designer Series paper, and of course the Sand and Sea collection here. These are so beautiful, even without much stamping. So absolutely love that. I hope you will check out our projects for the Maui Trip Achievers blog hop. Again, go ahead and start up my blog, www.jessbcreativecardiology.com. And I hope you enjoy these projects. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.